faces? Welcome to the Viral Report. I'm Lamar. All right, so Fantasia recently went on the Breakfast Club and immediately sparked conversation on social media that had everyone giving her the side eye, just about. For a comment she made about women needing to submit to their man. Now, clearly, most of these people outraged has to be under age 30 or people in general housing no common sense at all. And I'll give my opinion on that in a moment. Now, she made the comment after DJ Envy mentioned he's been married for over 18 years, or about 18 years. And Fantasia asked, what was the key to his marriage lasting so long? And I'll tell you the answer on that. The answer to keeping his wife around is money and the glamorous lifestyle. Now, because we all know if DJ Envy was a, shelf stalker at Target, the wife would have been gone a long time ago, because we know DJ Envy and Charlemagne has taken their wives through multiple heartbreaks with their infamous cheating, And Envy went on to talk about how he prays with his wife every morning, and he started to recite the prayer he says with his wife. Now, that's when Fantasia made the apparent controversial statement. I want you all to take a look at this clip, and I'll be right back.
Because we need more of that. You know what I mean? We need more men to stand up and lead the way. Mm-hmm. Most women are trying to be the leader. Mm-hmm. That's why you can't find a man. You can't be the king in the house. Fall back and be the queen and let your man lead the way. So I salute you for that.
What does that mean? You can't be a leader? Because a lot of women look at it like, no, I can lead in my household. I can do this in my household. What does that mean?
That's not how it's supposed to be, and that's why we bump heads. And I feel like it's a generational thing. And we can go real deep on that, and I don't need to start that, but it's a generational curse. Mm-hmm. And how society have placed our men. Mm-hmm. And women have to stand up and be the mother and the father and the provider. And so then now you are so bad, you can't be told nothing, that when the right man come, you lose him because you're trying to be the man. I was going to say,
right,
man.
Mm-hmm. Can we be equal?
Oh, of course. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, I'm the neck, my man's the head. So he can't make any moves without his wife. You know what I mean? It all works together. But you can't be the head of the house. You got to let the man be the head of the house. But it's a generational thing, and it's what we've been taught. To stand up, be strong, be the, you know what I mean? And a dude come and everything about you is like a man.
Sometimes we have no choice, though.
But that's why I was saying it's
right.
a generational thing, and that's what society has. They do that on purpose.
Mm. So you think women have to fall back a little for their man? Is that what you think?
You have to learn how to submit. You can still be a queen. Queen plays a part. The king needs his queen. Mm-hmm. It's certain things that he can't see that we see.
Some people would say the queen is the most valuable piece on the board.
Come on, anybody play chess?
It is, yeah.
Okay. My husband teaching me how to play chess. Yeah, I mean, we work together, but the queen has to sit back and allow her king to be the king.
Now, what about in a situation where a woman makes more money in a relationship?
That's hard. Because that's when jealousy starts coming in. That's when, you know what I mean? And that goes back to communicating and prayer. Mm-hmm. Because if a woman, if you're solid, you know who you are, you know what you bring to the table. A lot of times money breaks up relationships. Money is the root of all evil. It is. So everybody's thinking about the wrong things. Instead of falling back and sitting and saying, let's play chess together. I got you. You got me. Let's go.
But, in a relationship, a lot of times, especially, with so many independent women out there and doing their own thing. And now with an independent woman who's, let's say, a boss, who has their own job, pays their own bills, their own crib, their own car. Now they meet a guy, and it's hard to a woman to, as you would say, submit to a man because they're already in that position. They're already their own boss. Yeah. So what happens in that situation?
Listen, I had to go through it. When I met my husband, I was taking care of everything. I took care of my whole family. It was me, right? So now I'm meeting a man that's coming in, and he's intelligent, very smart, self-educated. My husband's a felon, but he turned it all around and he owned his own business, right? And so I wasn't used to that. I was a pop-off, quick with the mouth, smart. But it took a man like him to sit me down, look me in my eyes, and talk to me like I was supposed to be talked to and say, I'm here now. You don't have to do all of that. Pass it over to me and let me take care of it. But it wasn't easy because I had been doing it for so many years.
And it's hard to trust people. You got to trust yourself to handle things and to allow somebody else, when we've been doing things a certain way for so long and having to hold it down, sometimes it is hard to give that up.
Yeah, it is.
But it's good to know that you still can handle things when need be, And Fantasia got married. She knew him for 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
So what in that 3 weeks said, I'm going to marry him for the rest of my life?
Well, I just left New York. I was doing my second Broadway play here. So that whole time I was here for like 7 months and some change, a little over like 8 months here. And I just fasted that whole time and focused on me. Mm-hmm. I focused strictly on Fantasia because I knew I was broken as hell. Mm-hmm. I knew that I was carrying a lot of stuff. I wanted a relationship, but there's no way I was going to have it with all that baggage. Mm-hmm. So I needed to sit back and focus on me. While I was doing that, I had a little small list that I told God. Because sometimes I always tell people, like, God knows what he wants for us, but do we know what's best for us? So I had to sit back and figure that out. And I was like, I knew I wanted a man that was going to love me, love my children, love God, you know, be a smart man, cover me, see me. All the things that were on my list, he was. He was that. When I met him, I was like, yo, scary. Mm-hmm. We didn't make love till we married. That was one thing I wanted. I wanted somebody to see me for me, not Fantasia. I mean.
So where did you meet him?
Where did I meet him? As soon as I got back home to Charlotte, downtown. We was hanging out at a little spot, the Hyatt. I think you said you've been before, rooftop spot. Rooftop. And we talked all night long, 6 o'clock in the morning. We were still talking. I'm like, yo, what is it with you? Like, I ain't never met somebody quite like you. Conversation was good. Never did he ever, like, try to come on to me. I was like, you this, God, you know, never, ever. It was just great conversation. Mm-hmm. I knew he was my dude. He was my boyfriend that night.
Did he come up to you and just start a conversation?
No. He didn't. His friend came up to try to flirt. His friend was trying to holler hard. I was like, please, somebody get him away from me.
Go away.
All right. So y'all just seen that clip of Fantasia making that controversial statement about how she submits to her husband, how her husband submits to her, and how the twisted roles of men and women nowadays is basically a generational curse. Now, after social media started coming for Fantasia, she and her husband, Kendall Taylor, took to Instagram to set the haters straight and to further explain what Fantasia meant when she was on the Breakfast Club. Now, their relationship on camera kind of reminded me of Monique and Sydney's relationship. I don't know, it kind of did, you know, how she would speak and then, you know, he would get, interject. You know, that just kind of reminded me because, you know, Monique and Sydney, they do that a lot. All right, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I love and agree with everything Kendall was saying. He was saying nothing but facts in this upcoming clip. You know, especially how he said being a man is not leading with your genitals, but leading from a place of understanding. I think that went over a lot of people's heads, you know, especially as men. Men think that being a man is solely by leading with your genitals when it is not. There's so much more to being a man than, you know, one area of your body, you know. I also love how he brought up the fact that how is a man supposed to lead his household if he can't balance a checkbook or follow the stock market or do anything intellectually to make sure his family is solid. That right there, I think that went over a lot of people's head as well, you know. Now, I've been saying this for years and people look at me as if I'm crazy, but you know what? Whatever. You know, I want you all to go ahead and take a look at this clip and I'll wrap up the video with the rest of my commentary.
So, we talk a lot. I just got home. He just got home. We were in New York for Fashion Week, and then he had to fly out to go speak at the prisons, and I had to continue to keep working. So I went up to the Breakfast Club, and I enjoyed it. And
proud of you too.
Thanks, babe. We were just wrapping it up and talking, and I was speaking. Yeah. So when I got back home, he had kind of said something that piggybacked off what I was saying, and I thought it was so dope coming from the male perspective that I felt like the male and the female should hear. So
here's the issue. Submission is supposed to be a beautiful song and dance between two lovers. What's happened is men have abused that power. Forgive me, they've abused that gift. And we have been misled to think that it's something where it's a dominant spirit and we own every decision, we dictate everything, we rule with an iron fist. First of all, that's not love. What happens is, in my marriage, let me not speak for everybody, my marriage, I submit daily to the Most High. I stay in my scriptures. I continue to feed myself with things that help me build my character, to reshape my perspective that was messed up in the streets and dealing with different propaganda and programming and things like that, so that I can come to my wife from a pure position. So when I do that and she sees me and she witnesses over time that it's an authentic demonstration, her heart is moved and softened and compelled to submit to me. Yeah. What does that look like? That doesn't mean that I dictate every decision. I don't walk around the house saying what we're going to spend, how we're going to do it. We talk and we build. And I consider everything that's on her heart, her perspective, her position, her philosophy. I'll carefully weave that into my philosophy to figure out what's the best move for this family, keeping all of that in mind. Now, the moment I start to step outside of righteousness and I start to move from a place of emotion instead of analytics, she has every right to snatch that back, because submission is a gift. When she sees me laying at the foot of the Father, she has no reason to withhold that from me. The problem is this: men are not found in positions of leadership handling it with integrity. How you gonna lead your wife if you can't balance a checkbook? If you don't know what's going on in the stock market? You don't have a sound understanding of the finances. You can't create a budget. You don't understand what's going on in the educational system in your community that's impacting your kids. In order to lead, you got to be so far ahead of your family that by the time they come to you with a situation or a problem, you've already dived into it, done your due diligence so that you can give leadership. You don't lead from your genitals. You lead from a gentle place of understanding. And the more she trusts, the more she can let go of things that she don't have to deal with and focus on the things that edify her. It ain't about money. We both hustlers. It's not about a dollar for dollar thing, because we're one unit. If I fall, she falls. If she falls, I fall. Submission is solely about trust.
I think when women hear the word submission, we're like, what? Submitting. With my husband, like he said, to piggyback off what he just said, it was what he demonstrated. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't come in and say, all right, like he said, the budget is this, for that, this is and the third. I watched how he did things. I watched how he budgeted. I watched him, and then I slowly became him, and I submitted in that. Yeah, now I think I'm more frugal than him, and that's not even being like, gotta be frugal because we don't have it. It's just being smart. And the word, if you dig deep in the word with your partner, you'll start to see a lot of things that we're talking about. But yeah, I like that he broke that down, because I'm a very strong woman. I like what I like. I'm very strong. But when it comes to allowing him to cover and lead this home, I sit back and allow him to do that, and it makes me better. Wow, that like.
Lead by example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you want your wife to be humble, walk in humility. If you want your wife to forgive you, be quick to forgive. If you want your wife to consider, following you down a specific path, prove to her that you got the blueprint and that she's not following you to some unknown destination. My wife don't have to follow anything that she don't see me demonstrating. So master the thing before you go out and try to teach it. It's like sometimes you see cats, as soon as they get a book and they read something, they start running, trying to teach people on it, but you haven't applied it and gone through the proving grounds of being able to master that information yourself. So leadership is a forward-thinking thing. And when you do that, women's natural instinct is going to be to trust, to be able to submit their hearts. But again, this ain't a dominant thing.
Nah.
And I want my wife cold as me, because if something ever happens to me, she don't like having
he
that
always
conversation.
Say that.
If something ever happens to me, she need to know how to get that bag. She need to understand where the money's at. She need to know how to ask the right questions. I ain't telling you to ask nobody nothing. You tell them what belongs to you. She can't do that if I'm controlling everything. So my wife needs to be a direct female reflection of the man that I am. Facts.
Come on now.
You come on.
I always said the wise woman once told me, the older women used to tell me, stop, boy.
What up?
The woman is the neck and the man is the head. And without the neck, the head can't move.
Two heads is just a head, but see how that works. See how that works.
So yeah. And I'm gonna end it with this. We ain't perfect, and we ain't trying to be perfect. We still growing. And we just want to share that with all those out there that's still growing and want.
And get clarity. Don't be trying to twist my wife's words up at the end of the day, because I'm proud of her for standing.
They try to do that?
Man, whatever to them. At the end of the day, we want to make sure there's clarity to what she said and the understanding, and be able to hear the force behind what she is saying, so it don't get tangled and twisted. It ain't for everybody. Do your thing. But for women out there who truly desire that, and men who want to step up to the call, we just wanted to take time out, make sure we bring clarity to our demonstration, and hope that it's fruit for you in your lives. And watch how God bless. Straight like that.
Mine.
Salute.
Okay, y'all just heard what Fantasia and her husband Kendall had to say, and they made some really great points. In closing, I think people need to listen a little sharper before jumping to conclusions and having a reality TV mindset. If people were actually paying attention, Fantasia was doing nothing but speaking on the traditional relationships our grandparents and parents had before us. Real men are leaders, and if the only leading your man or woman is doing is on a video game, it may be time for you to get your priorities in order, okay? Now, I've been on the dating scene for a few months now, and the women I'm encountering are truly misguided. I mean, the thought culture is the trend right now, and a classy, mature woman is definitely hard to find. Maybe I need to just actually hang out at Starbucks or Whole Foods or some other place like that. I don't know. But these women out here have clearly forgotten what real love is all about. And I'm sure, that the women can definitely say the same about the men. I'm just not one of those men, all right? But what can one expect? What can one expect when the music propaganda nowadays is glorifying instant gratification and sexual convenience? They're not promoting tangible messages about true love like, I don't know, the music, film, and television shows of the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, So, hey, that's it for this video. I really appreciate you making it this far in the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe, share, and like button for me. And you know what? I love you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Let me know. Do you think that real love actually exists? Do you think that true love is one with the universe, and when you're with that person, you actually feel it? Oh man, we about to get this party started. If you made it this far in the video, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe, like, and that notification bell. It ain't a party until you subscribe. I love you for watching, and I'll see that beautiful face in the next one.